Caption Close Austin, how do you get noticed in a field of 10 mostly unknown candidates for governor with just 2 months before voting begins? That's a question the record-sized Democratic Party field was asking Tuesday as the long-shot race to unseat Republican Gov. Greg Abbott officially launched. The Democrats may have little name ID and campaign cash, but they have big aspirations to turn the Texas governor's mansion blue next year for the first time since 1995. As one Austin campaign consultant described it, it's like being in a family with 10 kids who are all seeking their parents' attention at the same time. The ones with the loudest voices will get noticed. But for someone like Mike Collier, a retired accountant and Democrat from Kingwood who is challenging well-known and well-funded Republican Lieutenant Gov Dan Patrick, the path to victory in the November 2018 general election, and just surviving the March primaries, will require more than just being loud. Texas is a big old state and, as a practical matter, there's only so much you can do with shoe leather to win. You have to raise money, he said. Noting that he began fundraising soon after he launched his campaign last May, as he started campaigning across Texas. There is no substitute for money. I have a Rolodex and I have been talking to donors for months. To be sure, getting elected governor in Texas is no cheap proposition, with estimates of how much it takes to win a contested primary starting at $10 million and a contested general election at well over $40 million, based on recent campaigns. Abbott spent $49 million to win his 2014 campaign against well-known Democrat Wendy Davis, who he walloped by more than 20 points. Lesser-known candidates generally raise less money, and provide less of a challenge for a better-known rival, but in primaries generally the candidates with the most campaign bucks get the most votes statewide, unless they have built name ID with voters by campaigning for a long time. Dallas businessman Jeffrey Payne, who announced last summer and has been touring Texas ever since speaking to mostly Democratic and younger voter groups, said he planned to put up to $2.5 million of his own money into his race, but so far has not had to ante up on his own. Hardy Haberman, his campaign spokesman, said that rather than raise big money to mount a traditional TV ad campaign, Payne will rely mostly on outdoor and social media to reach non-traditional voter groups that will carry him to a hoped-for primary victory. Other Democratic challengers have said they have similar strategies to get their message out across Texas, with relatively little campaign money in the bank so far and essentially just 2 months left before primary voting begins. Get out and hustle. Andrew White, a Houston entrepreneur and son of the late former Gov. Mark White, said he expects to raise $3 to $4 million to win the primary, and may need several times that much to beat Abbott in the general election. I am looking at this campaign like it's a startup, said White, who has started several successful ventures in his career. I've got to get out and hustle.